Good morning. I was reading in Romans 5 this morning, and the great exchange, the beauty that happens when we were enemies with God. And then because of, I read in 1 John 4:19 where it says, we love because he first loved us. And his love is coming our way, and the great exchange happens when we come to faith and we trust in him instead of living apart from him and ourselves. We have peace with God because of faith, because we've been justified by what he did on our behalf, and that he loves us and wants us to come to him. But we have free will to either choose to come to him or still be our own. And I've lived my own a lot of my life. And I've never experienced peace, not only with God, but the peace of God that comes in a submitted life. When you just come to that place in your life where you say, God, I'm yours. And it's as simple as that. And then it's just living that out day by day from that posture of submission of life. Or DTS, die to self. The laying down of the self-life. The one who tries to hold on to his life will lose it, but the one who lays down his life for my sake and the gospel's will find it. Deny yourself, pick up your cross, and follow me. That is where we're going to find the fullest life. Not in living for ourselves, because when we're living for ourselves, we live in fear and anxiety and all these things that separate us from experiencing the fullness of the life that he created. So we are in Romans 5, it talks about while we were still sinners, or while we were at enmity with God, while we were apart from him, he came and he died for us, and he drew us back into his loving embrace, gave us the opportunity to have that great exchange, the beauty of relationship with God and fullness, because it was lost by man choosing, I want to be my own. And that's the beauty about free will, is that we have the ability to lay down that self-life at any time, whether you've been a drug addict for 30 years or you've been in church your whole life but really never experienced the goodness of God. It's just about being overwhelmed by that love of God and then living your life from a different perspective than for yourself. That's where I believe everything changes, is when we just say, you know what, God, I'm yours. I don't know what this is going to look like, but I'm able, at that point, you finally get to that place of being able to love unconditionally. If you're living your life for yourself, there's always conditions. But that's why the greatest of these, of the law, is loving God with all your heart, your mind, and your spirit, and love your neighbor as yourself. That can't happen unless you've been in that, unless you come to that place of, you can't work your way into that. It comes out of your being, of being submitted to God and trusting in him with your life, and then living out of that posture. That's freedom. That's what he's leading us into, is the fullness of life, the fullest life possible. Leads us to joy. Anyway, God bless y'all. Happy Monday.